In this video, I'm going to teach you the cash secured put strategy with lots of detailed examples and visuals and a free tool that you can use to analyze any cash secured put strategy. Put options increase in value as the stock price falls. So if you buy a put option, you make money as the stock price falls. You can also take the other side of that and make a bet that the stock price will stay above a specific price. In this example, we're looking at a 95 strike put option, and we can see that this position will make money at expiration as long as the stock price is above $95. To enter this position, you don't necessarily have to keep the cash on hand to buy the shares if you're assigned. For the put to be cash secured, you need to keep cash as collateral to cover the cost of the shares. To show you how the cash secured put works, I'm going to use the cash secured put calculator on the Project Option website. So if you go to projectoption.com, you go to calculators, you can click on the cash secured put calculator and you can mess around with the inputs and compare the strategy for yourself. Let's walk through a concrete example. Let's say the current stock price is 160 and you sell a 150 strike put with 60 days to expiration and you sell that put for $5. The cash requirement to cash secure this put is $15,000. To buy 100 shares of a $150 stock, which is the put strike price, you need $15,000. Now, selling this put option means you collect $500 in total credit received. That's because the put option is worth $5. If we multiply that by the contract multiplier of 100, we get $500 in total premium received. If this option expires out of the money, meaning the stock price stays above $150 at expiration, the $500 profit versus the $15,000 cash requirement leaves you with just over a 3% return on the cash you set aside for that trade. However, if the stock price is below $150 at expiration, then you're going to use the cash that you set aside and you're going to buy those 100 shares of stock. In this scenario, your cost basis would be $145 per share, which is over 9% below the initial stock price of $160. So you're essentially getting a 9% discount on the shares compared to if you would have just bought the shares at $160 at the time of selling this put. This chart shows a comparison of the cash secured put to simply buying 100 shares of stock at the time of entry. This dashed line is the entry stock price of $160. We can see that if I hover right over 160, the entry P&L is right around 0. That's because we just entered the trade. But at expiration, or T plus 60, we can see that the P&L on this trade is going to be $500 as long as the stock price is above 150, which is the strike price that we've sold. This red dashed line is the P&L of buying 100 shares of stock right at the time of entry. So we can clearly see that the cash secured put position is much safer than buying 100 shares of stock because when we hover over lower prices, for example, let's just say $140, we can see that the 100 share position would be down $2,000, but the cash secured put at expiration would be down $500. However, on the upside, we can see that owning 100 shares of stock has a lot more upside potential. And this is the big drawback of selling cash secured puts. If the stock price rips, you're going to make way less money with a cash secured put as compared to simply owning the shares. This is why it's not necessarily a good idea to sell cash secured puts on stocks if you're super bullish, because if you're really bullish on a stock, then selling a cash secured put only comes with limited profit potential, whereas buying shares of stock has uncapped profit potential to the upside. So how do you select a strike price when selling a cash secured put? Well, if the stock price is 160, and we sell the 160 put with 60 days to expiration and implied volatility is 30%. We calculate this, we get an estimated put option price of $716 in total premium. That would be a $7.16 put option. If this option expires out of the money, meaning the stock price stays at 160 or higher through expiration, then we're going to make that full $716, and that is going to be a 4.5% return on our $16,000 cash requirement. If we instead sell a lower strike price, such as 150, we hit calculate P&L, we can see that the estimated put option price in this scenario is $3.21. This means we're going to collect about half as much premium, only $321, which if this expires out of the money, that's going to be just over a 2% return on the cash requirement. But we're going to have a much higher probability of profit because our break even is going to be 8% below the stock price in this example. When selling that at the money put, our break even is 4.5% below the stock price. And if we go even further out of the money, This time with the 140 strike put with the stock at 160, we're expected to collect $100 in premium, and that's only a 78 basis point return if this option expires worthless. So when you sell a put with a further out of the money strike price, you're going to collect less and less premium, and you're going to have a break even way further below the stock price. So it's going to be a way higher probability trade, but you're going to collect way less premium, and therefore your return is going to be much less significant. When managing a cash secured put, typically you're not going to be managing, since the foundation of the strategy is accepting assignment and buying the stock if the share price falls. However, if the stock price rallies quickly after entry and you achieve a high percentage of the max profit early in the trade, it can make sense to buy back the short put and close the trade for a profit. Now, when you sell a cash secured put, you're going to have positive theta, which means you are going to profit if the stock price doesn't move or increases as time passes. So if I go to calculators and go to the theta decay curve, we can visualize what I'm talking about. So let's again put in the stock price of 160, change the strike price to 160, change the days to expiration to 60, and just go full 60s across the board. If I hit calculate decay, we can see the entry price of this put option is $7.24. And in this chart here, we can see the visualized decay of this put option. Now, this is just a simulation, but this shows you how the put option's price is expected to decrease over time should the stock price stay exactly the same. For example, if the stock price is 160 and you sell this put, your initial option price or sale price is $7.24 in this example. But let's say 30 days go by and now you have 30 days to expiration. The estimated option price is $5.23, which means you've captured $2.02 or about 30% of the option price from decay. Again, this is just a simulation, but this visualizes how a put option's price decays over time. The main risk when selling cash secured puts is a catastrophic collapse in the stock price. When you're selling cash secured puts, you have stock-like exposure to the downside, since ultimately, if the stock price goes below your strike price and you end up buying stock, then you're going to have stock-like exposure. The benefit is that you have a cushion from the premium received. So if we look at this chart here, the solid white line here is the expiration P&L of the cash secured put, and this red dashed line is the P&L of owning 100 shares of stock from the initial entry price, which in this case is 160. We can see that at all prices to the downside, the cash secured put is going to lose less money than owning stock outright. But still, when the stock price falls, these both linearly decrease to the maximum loss, which happens when the stock price goes to zero. In this example, if the stock goes to zero, the max loss would be $15,284. But if you just bought 100 shares at 160, your max loss would be $16,000. The free cash secured put calculator is good for understanding the basics of the strategy, but there's a more powerful way to model your trades, which is using the option modeler on projectoption.com. This is a premium tool, but you can do a lot more with it. Yesterday, I entered a cash secured put in SoFi Technologies in the 47-day expiration cycle. Looking at the stock price, it's been battered down in recent months, and I'm bullish on SoFi long term, so I thought this would be a good candidate to enter a cash secured put. With the stock at $17.76, I modeled selling the 17 put, and I entered 10 contracts. Just one day later, SoFi is up 63 cents to $18.39. The entry price on these 10 contracts was $1.34, and after today's increase, the current price of these options is $1.05. So just from the one-day increase in SoFi, these puts are up 22% or about $300. If I hover over this chart, we can see that currently my P&L is right around $290, but in 23 days time, or T plus 23, this position is expected to be up $731, and then at expiration, of course, if the stock price is above 17, which is the strike price that was sold, this position will have a full profit of $1,340. So this just shows that when the stock price increases, that put options value is going to decrease, and especially at further points in the future, the put options price will be even lower, and you can go ahead and capture that gain by either just letting it expire worthless and out of the money to get the full profit. But if you get a big percentage of the max profit before expiration, you can close that trade and capture your gains. So I can add another timeline here. Let's do T plus 35. So we can see that in 35 days time, on April 6th, this position will have only 11 days left until expiration. Because right now we have 46 days to expiration. If I go 35 days forward and look at my projected P&L line, we'll see I'll pretty much have max profit if the stock price gets to $19 or higher. In terms of finding stocks to sell puts on, if you go to projectoption.com and go to IV stats, you can search for different stocks and you can see where their current implied volatility is. You can see the IV rank and the IV percentile, which will identify opportunities where the implied volatility is elevated relative to the past year. SoFi's current IV percentile is 66%, which means 66% of the days over the past year, SoFi's implied volatility was below 67%. Now this is a 30-day at-the-money implied volatility. If I go back to the option modeler, open up IV modeling, enable it, and enter a 10% decrease in implied volatility, then we'll see two different curves here. So the solid lines are with the 10% decrease in implied volatility, and the dashed lines are the original curves before that IV shift. And then down here in the table, we can see the delta, or the difference between the original curves and the shifted curves with the decrease in implied volatility. When I hover back over the chart with the stock price at $18.30, my T0 P&L says positive $524. My current P&L is $290. So this is telling me if SoFi implied volatility decreases by 10%, specifically in this expiration cycle, then basically my P&L is going to increase dramatically to $524. So this quickly shows me that with a decrease in implied volatility, my P&L is going to be much higher and I'm going to reach higher levels or higher percentages of max profit much sooner compared to not having this decrease in implied volatility. So that's one of the things you can do with the modeler. So using this IV stats tool and finding stocks where the IV percentile is closer to 100% makes it so you're entering when you have a much higher probability of implied volatility going down in the near term, which will benefit a cash secured put position. Next, I want to talk about cash secured put cash flows. So let's say you start with a cash balance of $15,000. And then you sell a put and you collect $500 for selling that put. Your ending cash balance will be $15,500, and that means you can withdraw the $500 immediately that you collected for selling that put. And then you keep the rest of the $15,000 in cash reserves to buy the stock if assigned. If you do get assigned on a 150 put, let's say your starting cash is $15,000, since you withdrew the $500 premium collected for initially selling the put. That means when you get assigned, you're going to buy 100 shares at $150, and therefore you're going to pay $15,000. Your ending cash balance is now $0, but now you have the stock position. So you can hold the stock indefinitely, which now has uncapped upside, or you can start selling covered calls to collect more premium while waiting to sell at a higher price. If you're enjoying this video and you want more in-depth content just like this, check out my free 100-page Options Trading for Beginners PDF that's packed with in-depth explanations and awesome data visualizations to help teach you the essential options trading concepts and strategies quickly. So if you're interested, be sure to check the link down in the description below to grab your copy for free.